Welcome guys, it's me again. We are going through a hectic weekend, 5 events over the whole weekend. We had Texas in the US, we had Spain in EU, and then we had 3 from the Asia region. So we had Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Again, thanks to Fuzzy Paradox as well as all the other people who contributed to all these top cut distributions. There's a lot to go through, so I'm only going to cover the top 4. And then just point out some of the obscure decks that we see in these distributions. So first off is Texas top 4 standard. So first place we got carried, brought Kyrie, Gravidia, and Magnolia. Second place was Prison Water Chickens with Prison, Nirvana, and a Flagberg. Third place was Satisfaction with Gravidia, Prison, and Magnolia. And then fourth place was Nebula Knight with Magnolia, Gravidia, and Prison. There seems to be a very common trend where teams are bringing Magnolia and Gravidia, which I think now that I think of it, after my experience with Standard in Indonesia, I think bringing Gravidia and Magnolia is pretty much the standard. And then your last deck can be, you know, a Prison or, you know, a Kyrie, or any other deck really, but the 2 most important decks to, I guess, bring for this particular format would definitely be Magnolia and Gravidia. So yeah, Flagberg again, you know, taking names, so congratulations to everyone that topped in Standard. Next we go to V Premium, and this was won by my boy Noman from WCC. So he took first place. His team brought Gurgit, Night Rose, and Prism. I think he was the Prism player, playing Solemn's List. Second place was Percival Limit to 5 with Gurgit, Prism, and Himiko. Third place was Vanguard Boys A Squad with Malkuth Melek, which is really interesting. Himiko and Thingsaver Dragon, which is an absolutely obscure lineup, so congratulations to them. And then fourth place was Blacklight with Raging Form, Prism, and Night Rose. So yeah, the biggest outlier is the whole third team, Malkuth Melek and the Thingsaver. Himiko not so much. I think Himiko is like popping up here and there. So we can definitely see that, you know, the Malkuth Melek and the Thingsaver is not a deck that you would see normally. But yeah, congratulations to them. And then jumping to Texas Top 4 Premium. Again, Noman, the Chad, went back-to-back days, WCC, TTH, baby, with Auto Colony. The DP deck is actually a Zeal deck, and then Nightmare Doll. And Noman was the Nightmare Doll player, so much respect to you, homie. Second place was Born for Greatness with Minerva, Highlander, and Auto Colony, so Regalia, sorry. Third place was Order of the Jewel Colony with Narukami, Jewel Knights, and Auto Colony. And then fourth place Showtime with Auto Colony, Nightmare Doll, and Gurgit. The only one that really stands out is probably the Zeal. That's probably the only one that kind of stands out. And like, I mean, we've seen Jewel Knights here and there, but definitely the Zeal would be the outlier in this top cut distribution. So after Texas, we move to Spain. Spain had, yeah, pretty normal-ish decks, nothing out of the blue. So first place was Poetic Justice with Gravidia, Magnolia, and Barra Magnus. And then Diff Riders coming second with Gravidia, Bruce, and Magnolia. Third place, Team Valiant with Gravidia, Flagberg, and Magnolia. And then fourth place was Hungarian Ventura with Bastion, Magnolia, and Barrow. Again, like I mentioned before, we do see a common trend with Magnolia and Gravidia because both of those decks are just so good. It farms hand, it does everything that it wants, and yeah, the third deck just can be literally anything. So in this case, it's Barrow, Bruce, and then Flagberg, and then like the only team that didn't bring a Gravidia would be the last team. But yeah, we see that trend again. So congratulations to everyone that topped Standard. And then moving to V Premium, first place was What Does MDR Mean? Topping with Gurgit. And this one is the one from the recent Clan Collection, I think. I think this deck ran Gigano Blazer as well. So Tachikaze, and then bringing a Prism. And then second place was Brexit Copium Among Us with Vanquisher, Prism, and Luard. Third place was Les Inconis with Shahara Oman, Chaos Breaker, and Vanquisher. And then fourth place was again Hungarian Ventura, going back-to-back days. And then topping with Next Stage, so Chronojet, Dungaree, and Gurgit. So huge outliers, many outliers here. So Tachikaze, the Chaos Breaker, and the Dungaree. And you could even say the Chronojet, but I think Chronojet is just that one deck that has been kind of outshined by everything else. But yeah, congratulations to everybody here. And then Premium, there wasn't enough participants, so they had to split the team format into singles. So Michael W coming first place with Order Colony. Congratulations, he is one of my Metafy students, so big shout out to him. Congratulations for coming first. Second was Kalen with Highlander. Third was Anthony H with Hanzo. And then fourth place was Oren with Order Colony. So no Nightmare Doll, which is kind of surprising. But the only, I guess, outlier here would be the Hanzo. But we've seen this Hanzo list in previous Spring Fest events this year. So I think he's one of those returning players that just keeps topping and topping and topping. So congratulations to everyone here. And then moving to Singapore. Singapore was a qualifiers based BSF, so you had to qualify in local tournaments or local shops, and then earning your qualification to play in essentially the finals, so to say. So Singapore top 4 standard was Gavin with Magnolia, Sky with Gravidia, T Han Yong with Magnolia, and then Josh L with Barrow Magnus. Again, like I said, Magnolia, Gravidia seems to be very, very, very common. So the trend continues in this region as well. And then V Premium, again, qualifiers. So first was Saran with Gurgit, Elson with Himiko. Third was Gurgit, So JC, and then Mervyn with Anj. And then going into Premium, now we see a lot more Nightmare Dolls. So Jahiao with Order Colony, and then William, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's one of Gabriel's friends, if I'm not mistaken. GS William Lee, I think, with Nightmare Doll coming second. Chia Yong Chi with Nightmare Doll coming third, and then Gabriel coming with Highlander in fourth place. Jumping to Malaysia was standard, and if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Kai's team is the fourth place team. So first place team was Magnolia, Gravidia, and Nirvana. Second place was Magnolia, Gravidia, and Bruce. Third place was Barrow Magnus, Magnolia, and Prison. And then fourth place was Ryan Kai's team with Gravidia, Bastion, and Prison. Again, Magnolia and Gravidia seems to be the common trend again, also in Malaysia. So yeah, congratulations to everybody there. V Premium. Now this was Hong Wai's second place top. So his team came second place, if I'm not mistaken, was with Rickson as well. So first place was Prism, Raging Form, and Gurgit. Second place was Hong Wai's team, and he was the Himiko player. And then they brought an Anj and a Gurgit. Third place was, I think this was Joshua Lee's team, with Astral Poets, Raging Form, and Gurgit. And then fourth place was Vanquisher with, fourth place team brought a Vanquisher, Prism, and Gurgit. And then jumping into Premium, first place was Order Colony, Regalia, and Beatrice, so Grand Blue. Second place was Raging Form, Chaos Breaker, which is a huge outlier, and Night Rose. Third place was a Shiranui as well, which is also another outlier, along with Order Colony, and I'm guessing it's a Luard, denoted by the Morfessa. And then fourth place, this team is wacky as hell with a Bad End Dragger, Eradicators, and Davas. So that fourth place team definitely knows what they're doing. So congratulations to everyone here in top 4. And now jumping to Indonesia, the event that I attended, absolutely amazing event. Thank you so much to everyone who was in Jakarta. Literally made it feel like I was at home. So big shout out to all the Indonesian players, all the people who, you know, came up to me, said hi, did a whole bunch of things together, and we, you know, exchanged talks, and pretty much, you know, I'm like a foreigner there, and then you guys made it feel like I was at home. So big shout out to everybody there. First place was Ogre Ascension. This was Joel's team with Nirvana, Gravidia, and he was the Gravidia player, and then Barra Magnus. And then second place was my team, along with Wirab or David Dupratama, and then Jonathan Haptism as well. So Wirab was Kyrie, myself, I was playing Magnolia, and Jonathan Haptism played Bastion. Funny story, he went 2 wins, 8 losses that day, and we've been giving him a lot of stuff over the past few days. So yeah, anyways, third place was Ogre Onslaught with Magnolia, Barrow, and Gravidia, and then CCW Crit win was Magnolia, Prison, and Gravidia. So again, Magnolia and Gravidia seems to be pretty common. Our team didn't bring a Gravidia, and I think now that we look back, we probably would have swapped the Bastion for a Gravidia. But yeah, the first place team not bringing a Magnolia, that's pretty interesting. Jumping into V Premium, this is where Jonathan left our team. We ended up replacing our third member with Kelvin, and then he went on to take first place in V Premium along with his teammates. So he was the Luar player, coming first, bringing along with Prism and Gurgit. Second place was Raging Form, Prism, and Gurgit. Third place was Prism, a Sanctuary Guard, and I think this was a Sanctuary Guard Jewel Knight list, and a Night Rose. And in fourth place was a Gurgit, Fenrir, and Prism. Yeah, as you can see, Prism dominance, Gurgits here and there, very meta defining, yeah, top cut distribution, so to say. And yeah, congratulations, Joe again, Joymon, for coming first, taking the dub for WCC again. And then my team, baby, we finally got first place after all the times where I've always placed third place. I'm finally at the top with my boy Wirab and Kelvin Galini. So we took first place with Beatrice. I was the Nightmare Doll player, and Wirab was the Aqua Force player. Second place was Minerva C. Polisi Dinosaurus with Tachikaze, Minerva, and Dylina. Third place was Alayan Cool Kids with Order Colony, Victor, and Riviere. And then fourth place was Team Yoru with Beatrice, Victor, and DP. I'll tell you now, there's a lot of Victor, and a lot of people there know how to play Victor, and it's pretty scary. Riviere was also pretty scary, and yeah, just a whole abundance of amazing decks. And I think the Tachikaze player also played Dino Chaos, which is the superior ride as well. So there's a lot of spicy decks here, and I can tell you, I can vouch that all of these decks are formidable. All right, they are really good contenders if you know how to play them. And yeah, I'm so glad, and I really want to shout out again to Wirab and Kelvin Galini. You know, we, I guess you picked up my slack for the rounds that I lost, and then we each kind of took turns to carry the round. So I am forever blessed to have you guys on my team, and I really appreciate it. Obviously, you know, unlucky the first day in standard, but we got it done in premium in day 2. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the top cut distribution for this week. There has been so many this weekend, 5 regions, and there's probably going to be more. Sydney's coming up, Vietnam's coming up. There's a lot more to come, and as well as London as well. So tune in for that. I'll be covering this again. I'll also be posting my Magnolia deck profile and my Nightmare Doll deck profile in the next coming days. So look out for that. And if you guys want to feel the wholesome feels and, you know, feel the vibes and the adventure that I went through, the whole trip that I went to Jakarta, feel free to sub onto my YouTube channel. I have a vlog there for my whole trip to Indonesia, and yeah, just experience everything that I experienced for my trip. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.